Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today we finna react to the worst NBA Live ever. Oh, man. I know one thing's for certain. That nigga that's still hating on me, that's still putting my name in his fucking videos after I told him to stop. I am not like, sorry, we gotta stop with that. But to the dude that's still putting my name in the videos, this NBA Live fag boy or fanboy, whatever you want to call him. Yo, listen, dog. I'm getting tired of you putting my name in the title of your videos, bro. Stop putting my name in the title of your videos, bro. I'm not making another video on you. Just saying, leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. Stop bringing my name up. I'm dead ass, bro. I'm really about to start reporting your channel for bullying. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get into this NBA Live video by Soft Drink TV.
It's very rare that a video game will be so bad that the company that makes it ends up apologizing. And yet, that's exactly what happened with NBA Live 14. In November of 2013, just after release, the game's executive producer Sean O'Brien came out and said the following. As you can imagine, this isn't exactly the NBA Live comeback story we were hoping.
That nigga finally unblocked me on Twitter. All them niggas unblocked me on Twitter, surprisingly. I think they saw my video. I think that's what it was. They saw my video, it was like, oh, I think we need to unblock him.
We hear loud and clear that some of you are disappointed in various aspects of NBA Live 14, and I'm sorry if the game doesn't live up to your expectations. Upon release, every major game review website and magazine heavily criticized the game, even publications that usually don't go hard enough on sports games like IGN, who gave it a 4.3 out of 10.
4.3,
This
nigga.
was not
4.3. 4.3. NBA Live 14 to 4.3, nigga. That shit was garbage, dog.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Whoever gave that shit a 4.3, nigga, you a fucking goofy, dog. Who the fuck said that was a 4.3, nigga? That's a 0.0, nigga. The fuck? This shit was hot garbage, bro. Bro, if anything, I did used to say this was pretty much NBA Elite. This was just NBA Elite 11, but on a newer console. Nah, I play NBA Elite 11. NBA Elite 11 is better than this bullshit. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what the EA developers was going for with this game, but this wasn't it.
what EA had hoped for. At the time, NBA Live was dead. After Live 10, they changed direction and tried to rebrand to NBA Elite, but Elite 11 never actually released due to bugs and highly publicized criticism over the controls. NBA Live 14 was the first Live in 4 years. Meanwhile, EA's competition NBA 2K had released 2K14, a fantastic game that fully took advantage of the jump to the PS4. NBA Live 14 felt like a PS3 game. But how did we—
Scratch that, a PS1 game. That's what this shit felt. This felt like a PS1 game with like 360 graphics. That's really what this felt like, bro. This shit was straight hot doo-doo juice, bro. Shit was not good at all.
get here? After Mike Wang left 2K to join EA and helped make NBA Live 10 the best live in a long time, he went back to 2K, and EA subsequently imploded. NBA Elite 11 had an unnecessary name change, and also some weird controls for the time. While the game actually plays decently today, it was too ahead of its time. Skill-based shooting and using the left stick for a player's feet while the right controlled their arms just didn't feel right back in 2010, and combined with some infamous glitches in the demo, Elite 11 was cancelled. I've covered that in numerous videos before. But what I haven't covered is what EA did next. According to a Kotaku article by Owen Good back in 2012, EA spent all of 2011 and 2012 going back through Elite 11 and even older NBA Live titles, trying to salvage what they had to turn it into a better game before 2K had fully taken over the NBA scene. Unluckily for EA, however, 2K had already just done that. Creative director of EA's NBA division at the time, Jason Barnes, obsessively went through over 120 NBA games worth of motion captured animations, some of them mind-blowingly good. The trick was figuring out which animations to use in the game and to make them trigger when they should. The pieces were there, but they were scattered around.
This the alpha version. The dribbling NBA Elite 11 was way more polished. This got to be like the alpha version. Most definitely, it's the alpha version. Because I will say this, NBA Elite 11, like he said, it wasn't bad. It was ahead of its time. It's just that shit wouldn't have done well going up against 2K11. That's one thing I will say. That shit would have did terrible going up against 2K11. Is Street Hoops better than it, nigga? Nigga, backyard school basketball is better than NBA Live 14, bro. Every goddamn basketball game is better than NBA Live 14. But I will say that I just think that NBA Elite 11, if they would have just not did the control thing and just kept it like a basic NBA Live with the My Career added, I think they could have did well against 2K11, but with that control scheme, yeah, they would have failed against NBA 2K11, especially because in the fact they just brought Michael Jordan back. Yeah, you knew you wasn't winning that year, but they still could have put the game out though. It wasn't bad. It was just it did need some patchwork though. It definitely needed some patchwork.
He spent a lot of time playing the unreleased NBA Elite 11 too. While it was obviously a flop, it had some highlights that could be used to make a really good NBA game eventually. I would agree, as I was able to play the unreleased Elite 11 in a video, and I thought it was a lot better than its reputation would have made you think. Giving up 2 years to really take time reworking NBA Live and releasing a good title was a good idea, but not a great idea. If you're going to take off multiple years, you might as well just make a new game from scratch, rather than trying to reuse assets from failed games. Those 2 years ended up turning into 3, as NBA Live 13 was announced and then cancelled. Just before cancellation, it was thought that the year spent building NBA Elite 11 was the thesis, the year tearing it down was the antithesis. NBA Live 13 will be the synthesis. There was no synthesis. What seemed like a sound decision at the time ended up being, as Kotaku put it, one of the most foolish decisions and reinforced failures that video game development has ever seen. EA wasn't trying to take down 2K with Live 14. They were simply trying to rebuild a foundation for the future.
They
wanted to get back
job
in the market with a functional, playable NBA title. That was it, that was their goal, and somehow Live 14 completely failed at that. NBA Live 14's biggest issue was that it didn't really look like basketball. Sure, players shot, dribbled, and passed, but the movements on the courts, the AI decision-making, all the little things, they were off. GameSpot called the game a pale echo of the real thing, basketball in name only. Player movement was unnatural and creepy. Look at how they are moving down the court, and then look at NBA 2K14. Why even bother with Live? The animations were clumsy and defied physics, with arms bending in weird ways, and your teammates just don't really move around. They would just stand there, basically making every possession in ISO. It reminds me of the Steve Nash coached Nets, but that's not a good thing. And not every team has KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. When you combine ugly graphics with artificial-looking animations and brain-dead AI, you get a terrible sports game. After reading about O'Brien talk about all the beautiful animations EA had for this game, what happened? Why was everything so bad? after years off. Instead of trying to salvage what they had, they should have spent those few years rebuilding a new game from scratch. They wouldn't do that until Live 18, and it was far too late. Live 14 wasn't a very deep game either. Upon starting it up, 4 years since anyone had played an NBA Live, there wasn't even a tutorial or practice mode to help catch you up to speed. There was a franchise mode, but it was very bare bones compared to 2K. There was just nothing notable about it. You simply signed free agents, drafted rookies, then played a season and viewed stats. The career mode, unlike 2K, had no story or cutscenes or any of the behind-the-scenes real-life moments you'd find in
didn't
My
need
Career.
it.
You simply made a player with a very basic editor, played a rookie game, and based on your performance you'd get drafted either high or low, and then you would play through NBA games. Graphically, this game
what are
was
these
a
jerseys?
joke. It
These
looks like a
jerseys are terrible.
PS3 game.
Ew.
Meanwhile, 2K had released arguably the best looking sports game ever with 2K14. Look at this comparison once again, it's a joke. The only thing Live 14 had going for it was ESPN presentation and the live season mode. The presentation used ESPN broadcast packages and commentary from Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy, which at first seems pretty decent, but quickly you'll start hearing the same lines getting repeated, awkward timing, and the graphics are so ugly you don't even want to watch the replays.
That shit is
how
terrible.
do you make Mike Breen sound bad? The announcers refer to players by pronouns and jersey numbers more than their actual names, like it's on the PlayStation 1. The live season mode was where you could complete challenges based on real-life performances in games, which was cool as it connected the game more to the real NBA. For example, if a player hit a game-winning buzzer beater in real life, after a few days it would be a playable challenge
so
within
bad,
the scope.
bro.
Kinda cool. Beyond that, there was nothing redeemable about Live 14. In my opinion, the unreleased Elite 11 runs laps around it, which is crazy. What people assume NBA Elite 11
I'm gonna talk about that
is
at
what
the end.
NBA Live 14 was. This was an all-time fumble. NBA Live became a joke mostly because of Live 14. Had Elite 11 been the only stumble along the way, and EA bounced back after a few years off with a solid title, the series might have had a chance. Sure, EA eventually released a passable, credible game with Live 18 and 19, but the consumer's perception of Live was so tarnished that those games failed to meet sales goals. EA trying to salvage what they already had led to an abomination that they couldn't recover from, allowing 2K to become the undisputed NBA game. In 2024, EA hasn't even bothered with basketball outside of mobile games in 6 years. And 2K, owning the entire market, is now free to hyper-monetize their games and suck the wallets of their consumers dry. Because what else are they gonna do, go play NBA Live? You can blame EA in a way for 2K becoming worse over the years. With no competition, corporations get cocky and start looking for more and more ways to maximize profits and maintain long-term success. Had Elite 11 been given just a bit more time, had Mike Wang never left EA, had Live 14 been built from scratch, maybe things would be different. So many what ifs, so few good basketball games since. Think about it. The best 2Ks are considered 2K11, 12, 14, 16. It wasn't until NBA Live truly died that 2K started shoving microtransactions and pay-to-win mechanics down our throats. NBA Live 14 was the worst NBA Live ever. Not only was it the worst game in the series, it also essentially killed the series. I can't help but wonder, however, if Madden would have had the same fate had 2K still been able to make NFL games. Because when I hear that Live 14 was a pale echo of the real thing, basketball in name only, that's how I feel about Madden's replication of football. I think the lesson here is that EA lost their touch making sports games a long time ago.
Pretty
And
much.
2K is loving it as their profits rise every year. And we, the consumers, all lost in the end. Thanks for watching.
Nah, but I gotta say this though, dude. I feel like they had so much time off to make a game. How do you come back with this though? Like, that's my biggest question. How do you have, let's see here, 2010, 2011, 2012. You got a 3-year hiatus. You got a 3-year hiatus to make a good basketball game. How do you come back with something so fucking terrible? It kills your job. It kills your entire brand. It's like, yo, how do you do that? You had 3 fucking years to make a game that could have been 10 times better than what 2K was putting out. Like, if they just actually tried to give a fuck, and I hate. And I've gone to war in the past with a bunch of NBA Live niggas and NBA Live people trying to tell me, oh, you gotta understand, they didn't care about the game. It's like, no, the developers didn't take the time to make the fucking game. I'm tired of that fucking excuse that EA didn't want to put no time. Come on, man. Come on, man. The developers can still make a good game. Even if the shit is limited, you can still make a good game. Nigga, they literally just took a mobile game and put it on a PlayStation 4. That's literally what they did with this. No, and here's the thing. In the past, I said this before, and I keep reiterating this because I said this in the past. I said if they took the graphics from NBA Street Home Court, because that's the only good basketball game they actually put out besides NBA Live 10, I would say NBA Street Home Court is the only other game they put out that was actually good. Like, if they would have took the graphics from NBA Street Home Court, because all those players look like themselves in that game. The body types, the face, everything. NBA Street Home Court was like the last good game where they actually put detail into the players. Take them graphics, you know what I'm saying? Spice them up a bit to make them look even better on the PlayStation 4. Go get the same engine that you use in the NBA Live 10. Update the graphics a little bit. You would have had a fucking game. You would have had a fucking go-to game right then and there. But nah, we come back with a fucking mobile game where we do some tinkering with the lighting to try to make it look like it's up to date. But nah. EA will never get it right, man. EA will never get it right, and at this point, I don't even care if we get another NBA Live at this point. I don't care. It is what it is. Another thing, too, I started to notice something. Why is there a lot of y'all playing NBA Live 19 now? Why is everybody on my timeline now playing NBA Live 19 now all of a sudden? Where's this NBA Live 19 love just coming from now? Oh, this is the best game out here. This is the best game out here now. NBA 2K ain't doing nothing. This is the best game out here now. It's like, yo, stop the glazing, bro. Y'all know this ain't the best fucking game out there. Y'all know it's not. Come on, man. But anyway, so just go about do it for this. So I'll see y'all next video. Till then, peace out.